Hi guys, it's Nancy Lynn, and I'm trying to get stuff together for the hashtag Roxy's Journal of Stitchery Volume 2. And I am going to do Christmas. I think I'm going to do one red and one green. And so I've been collecting stuff together. Like I have all kinds of really pretty soft white silky, this one's kind of a creamy type of a fabric. I have a basket I'm keeping all this stuff in. This one was another one that I had gotten, and it's like a gold, and it also has a little bit of lace on it, so I can use that. I've got some gold lame. This was a tablecloth that I cut up that I thought would be kind of pretty. These are all parts of tablecloths and fabrics. A lot of these came from, I went to Goodwill the other day, and this is part of my haul that I got. This is really pretty. It's a gold, and this was, I think this is a napkin. But I figured it would go along with this. And then this is, I got a bunch of, I use a lot of muslin, and they had it in the bleached and unbleached, and I probably got, I don't know, close to maybe 10 yards for like $2.99. Like I said, most of the stuff is pretty inexpensive. And then I got greens. They had, I probably got about 5 yards, which I'll never use, of this real pretty holly and berries and evergreen. So I've got a bunch of that. I could really get rid of some of it. This is really pretty, the little plaid, and I think this was like a placemat. But I figured that would come in really pretty. This is just some green fabric, and here's some more plaids. So I guess I'm going with a lot of plaids on here. This one's a green. I think that one I got a lot of. This one is kind of a blackish green. Another plaid. This was a little tiny little napkin, and it's got green and then some little Christmas trees on it, so I don't know about that. Here is another wool piece of fabric that I had that's got plaid in it. Now I had this that's got the little Santa bears on it. Another piece of little Santa bears. This was another, I got a, it was like all homespuns in one bag, and this was another one of them. Checks and plaids. And then I got probably 7 yards of just this regular kind of a green broadcloth. So that'll come in handy. And then we went on to the reds, and I got, I love this one. I got about 5 yards of this. Pretty. This was just a napkin, but I like the red in it. This was, I got some yardage. This one, well, it's not yardage, it was a tablecloth. And when I got there to the thrift store, the Goodwill store, they had purple tags for 50% and Christmas for 50%. So some of the stuff should have been Christmas, but they didn't have it marked as Christmas. Now this was micro suede, and I really like to use micro suede because it doesn't unravel. Like you can see, I'm all tied up already in threads. Some micro suede. Now, all of these, as soon as I buy stuff from the Goodwill store, I know some of you guys are like, nah, not washing them. Well, I wash them because I don't know where they've been or what they've been, and I know I'm going to be touching them with my hands, and so I wash. So all of this has been washed. It needs to be ironed. Here's another plaid. And this was another. It's kind of, it's not a suede, but it's kind of a not velvety. I don't know. It's just got a real soft feel to it. Red. Then I had this with the snowman. I did have that one. And then this one's another one with the snowman, and it says joy. And sorry, I'm caught up in a thread and it will not get off me. It likes me. I'm trying to get it to stick. There we go. Now this was another one that I had. So it looks like I've chosen quite a few plaids. Now this material here, I got probably 7 yards of it. And it's just so pretty. This is what, after I cut it up, this is what one of the sections like that. But see it, doesn't it look like Christmas lettering? I mean, just really pretty old English Gothic. And it's Avenue Designs for Covington. It says it's reshrunk, screen printed, protected. So it's probably an indoor-outdoor cloth. But just with the red and the beigey tones, and it's got the letters all over it, and then it has little things like little flowers. So I thought, oh, I could really use that in this. See, and there's another one, and it has just lettering all over it. Here's another section with, so, and I love this so much. So then in the package, let's see if I can find the ones, was some of this green and beige plaid, but it was cut into this size and it was frayed on the edges, and I just loved it. And I thought, wouldn't that be a nice backing for this one? And there was 2 of them, but there was a bunch of them. They were all cut into strips, but they were less. Whoever did it didn't make them, so I figured I might be able to use this for my covers, these 2 ones, because I don't want to throw them away, and they're a little bit bigger. And then I could use these. I cut out for my pages, so that way they're about the same size and they're not scattered all over. So that's going to be for my green one. And then I cut up that red and white plaid that I really liked, and so I've cut out a bunch of these, figuring I can use the background, because I can usually, if I need a lighter background, I can cut out a piece of calico, put it on here, but this will be the main foundation. And then of course I had to cut out these pieces of fabric for the red. So the reds will be interchanged. It'll be 1 page of this and 1 page of this on here. So it was a good haul. I think there's 7 yards of this, and it was like $4.99. This was like $2.99. So I mean, there were good deals, but this way I have my blocks cut out. They're all basically the same size, so I'm kind of ready to go with that. Other things I got were bags of trim. Lots of little goodies. These threads, I wasn't going to dig into it, but I guess I will. We're in one of the bags of goodies, and it's pretty. It's black in gold. And then there was, and these came with gold, and it's got flecks of gold in it. The gold had probably 4 or 5 big, you know, the big rolls kind of like this in there. The blacks had some other black things in them, but I've separated them up for going here. But lots of, this is my bag of trims in red, black, gold. I don't have a lot of green trim, but there's some other ones in here. Most of this I have picked up from a resale shop one other time. Still has the sticker on it. $2.49 is what I paid for it, and then I've stuck other stuff in here. But that's my first bag of trims. That in that basket. Now I have, this is just some laces and stuff I had. One of these is really shiny. I figured I would put this in with my trims. Now this was another piece, that's an, there were some napkins, I don't know what these are, but it was cute. It had the little snowmen on them and some trees and some little birds. I don't know, it's got blue, so I don't know that I will use that, but it's there just in case. Now this was another, it's like a table runner out of that buffalo print, buffalo check. So I thought that, see, and I'm going to try to incorporate a little black in there too. Then there was a big thing of felt, and so there was black, tan, green, blue, I think that's green, and red. And so that was perfect for any of those little things that, you know, they're real small and you want to cut them out and you don't want them to unravel. And then I got, this one is kind of white ribbons, some little pre-made flowers, a little bit of ruffles. So I kind of pulled this one and put it together. Then I have this one of reds. It's got red ribbons, red thread, some little tassels, some red and gold. So there's lots of red with polka dots, some beads with reds in them. So that was another thing I put to have handy and close by. I grabbed a big bag of buttons, and it's got all kinds of little buttons in there. And I think that's all the stuff I have together from it. So our first thing is a deer. I guess I'm behind 2 weeks, so I'm going to catch up. So the first thing is a deer or a reindeer, and I think I've chosen to do a reindeer. And then the second prompt for this month, and a tag. And then the second prompt is a wreath. So I think I should be good with all the stuff that I have to come up with something for both of those. I'm going to, I printed out a little thing that I liked of a reindeer, and so I'm gonna, out of, what do they call it? It's free on the web. And I'm going to do that. So I just wanted to share with you my haul that I got. Got lots of good stuff, plus the stuff I already had. Oh, wait. I have a few more pieces that I'm probably going to be pulling from. I had this, I've had this since, who knows, I don't know, the 80s maybe. But it's got little Christmas angels on it, and they're in all different shapes and stuff like that. This was another, it was a tablecloth that I had gotten. but it's got real pretty poinsettias on it, some holly on here. So I think I'll find, and it's got, I might cut that off for the trim right there. Oh, I know what else. When I was cutting all of the blocks up, I saved all of the endings from all of the different things, so this I can use for couching and all other kinds of stuff. So there was a big club of those that I have, and so there was that. This is, I don't know if there's one or two in here, but they're panels that I had gotten in, or they're stockings actually is what they are, and they're really cute as stockings, but I just decided to cut these up. I think there's 4 stockings in this, but see, it's got the little Christmas lights up here, so it's got all little things I could cut up and add. So we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to use it. See, now this reindeer is really cute. There's a little cutie on him. A raccoon. And a little mouse. So, I mean, this one is adorable, but I think it's too big for my block. So I could cut around him and maybe use him, but I don't know. We'll see. And then this other one is a panel, and I've made a couple of people table runners out of this, a couple of them wall hangings out of it. I got quite a few. It was on sale at our local quilt store, A&E, but it does have some pretty colors in it, greens and, you know, reds and golds and things like that. So I'll probably be cutting some of this up. So lots and lots of goodies to work from. And I will be back. I'm gonna go get set up for the reindeer and for both red and green of them, and then I'll be in the tag and I'll be back. Hi guys, this is Nancy Lynn with Sew Euphoria, and I'm here working on the hashtag Roxy's Journal of Stitchery Volume 2, and our prompt was reindeers, and so I've made these little reindeers, a little wonky looking, but they'll do alright. And I'm using gel pens. I thought, I was trying to decide how to tackle this, and I decided that, well, maybe my gel pens will work for this, and hopefully they hold up. You can use just about anything you want. I think I'm doing a drawn one on one of these, and then the other one is right there to there is the reins, and then coming down here and across here is going to be the reins. I just started coloring the reins. That's alright. I'm going to be sewing over that, so that won't make that big of a difference. So how are you guys today? I'm in the middle of an adventure. We got one puppy. That's what we were supposed to get, is one. But we found out that the puppies were really being mistreated where they were at. They weren't being fed. A lot of things, and so another one got dropped off at my sister-in-law's house, and she asked me if we wanted the other one, and I just couldn't say no. So now I have 3 dogs. And they are so cute. I'll have to show some pictures of them. They are a mix of, they're mutts. I like mutt dogs. And I guess these, I just couldn't see these dogs suffering. A lot of them got homes. Some of them didn't. And so we'll see. But they're a mix of lab and mastiff. So they are going to be huge dogs, but they're so sweet. Puppies are so sweet. They just get your heart. But then they grow up. So I have one dog that's 2 years old. And he's doing okay with them. He's trying to be nice, but he's so much bigger than them that the least little movement he makes, they just get threatened. But I told him, wait, they'll be bigger. They're probably going to be a lot bigger than he is. He's a mutt too. It was hot. It was like 100 real feel. And then we got a nice rainstorm, which is good for about 20 minutes. And then it starts to get steamy. So when it's not that hot, I like it if it comes right about 3:30, 4 o'clock, but this came right about noon. So yeah, we're in for a steamy, steamy, steamy afternoon. These gel pens, I got these at, they were $5, a box of 60 of them. And I got them at Five Below. I don't know if you guys have a Five Below or not, but that's where I got them from. And I think I saw them the other day. You know how our Dollar Trees here are changing. They are going from just $1. Now they have $5, $3 items. So you have to be careful when you're shopping. But I thought I saw some gel pens there, but I didn't really look at them. But they're not bad. For $5, they're not bad at all. So yeah, our prompt was reindeers on the first one. That came out in the beginning of July. And I had to finish my other project first. And I did. And so now this is prompt 1 and the, oh, what is she calling it? It's like a specialty item as a tag for this month. And I think she said there's going to be one of those a month and 2 pages and one. Okay, so there's that. The antlers, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. I think I'm going to take and put a piece of cloth across here and then do some embroidery on that. And I think I'll also embroider the antlers to give them more of a 3D dimension. And I may put a little white on the tail. And I think I'll do some black on the hooves. So that one is going to go onto here, and then we'll work on it from there. So I am going to start this do the hand. Well, you know what? Let's do it right now while I'm sitting here. Why wait? I'm going to use a little bit of bread. And I'm looking in my little magic basket to see. I know I had some red. Of course, I pulled the longest one. And I'm thinking I might have to cut it in half, but I can couch that right on it. Let's see how small I can get this down to. Yeah, see, I can get that down to small enough. I think I'm gonna cut it in half because it won't be so bulky. It's wanting to fold this way. Just trying to straighten the weave out of it a little bit to get some of those bends out of it. Cut it that long. And that should be long enough. It's actually too long. So we're going to trim a little bit off. And I'm going to roll this. I don't know if you guys can see. There are my fat little fingers. And I'll sew that right on there. I don't want to go too high because I don't want it to be on the Alright, I'm going to go get some threads and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I went and got some thread. I'm going to try and use this. This is one of the other things I got from the thrift store the other day. It's nylon mending yarn, but it's really thin. I got some of that and some wool mending. I think there was about 8 packages, different colors, all by Coats and Clark. I had never seen this before. I don't even know. I'd heard somebody talk about it. It might have been Sarah or Rachel talking. I think it was Rachel I heard talking about mending threads, and I had never seen them, but I did find them in the resale shop. Okay, now I'm just going to couch this, come up under, go over. I decided to start in the middle because my ends, it's something to hold it while I could have put a few stitches in it. It wants to spread out and I don't want it spread out. Alright, so we're going to go this way. Up underneath. could I have gotten one of those red gel pens and just colored this in? Yeah, but if you're a stitcher, you know. And it's like, oh, let's see if I can do this piece and see how it comes out. And I'm not trying to catch the threads of the little red piece. What I am trying to get and I'm trying to make this thinner by pulling in on it. And you know, sometimes you do all this and you get to the end point and you go, you know what? I don't like it. But that's all right. It's all about the joy of stitching. I just love doing this. Now see, it's coming through. I'm going to go one more time around this top to try and bring it in one more time. Just use your thumb to kind of guide it as it goes down, because it will want to go path of least resistance. Well, I'm getting it right around that edge. Right there is where I want it. Okay, that's better. Now I'm going to shoot down here. Now I can hold it this way. And I found a little bag of little itty bitty jingle bells. Now that's way too long. I'm going to come in here, clip it so it's right at the right length I want. And so, did some of y'all decide to do Christmas or winter? I decided to do Christmas. I'm going to do as I said in my earlier video, red and green, a red set and a green set. I still haven't decided. I was watching Quilting Arts. Love that show. And when they had the Quilting Arts, and I'm just going to trim this. Just right here. Okay, so there's one way. And now we're going to cut another piece. I'm cutting this, let's see, it's about a ½ inch. Hold it and crease it with my fingers, and I think there's a folded edge. Nope. That's going to go from there. Yeah, so I can cut. There's a hard edge on this. That, hold it down, I'm going to come back up on that white line, up underneath, right in the middle. I'm going to bring that up, make sure all the pieces are turned under. And catch it on the other side. There we go. So now I can work with it a little bit. Something's helping me hold it. So we're going to go right there. We're going under and over and grab it. Under and over and grab it. And you can move it to see where the little white area is. Now this was royalty free, the pattern that I got from this. So if you look up royalty free reindeers, and that was a little thinner, so I'm going to put an extra couple of stitches to fill it in. I don't know what's with me today. I'm whispering. Let me see if I can. So let me know what you guys are working on. Have you even started yet? Like I said, I didn't, because when it came out, because I promised myself I was going to finish volume 1. And I just did that yesterday. So, but I've been thinking about what I was going to do. And I was telling you earlier, I was on watching Quilting Arts, and they had buntings. And I thought, that might be an idea for this. And then I went to Corinne's channel, and she was talking about doing buntings, and so she's done a little series on them, and she's so prepared, that girl. She did getting everything prepared, and she's doing hers kind of like an advent calendar. So if you're interested in something like that, go see Corinne. She's got it all down pat. So I'm still torn between doing a book and doing a bunting. Yeah, you can do both. That's kind of how Corinne's doing it. She's doing her bunting, but she's making it so that it can be put away in a book and then used later, be pulled out. So I don't know. I'm thinking that I do like the bunting idea, because that way you can pull it out, look at it. If it's in a book, it might get looked at, it might not, but it'll probably last longer. Okay. Now this, I'm going to cut right to that line. And I probably could have brought it on across, but tuck that last piece under. And it don't take long to do these. I don't know how long we've been doing this. Okay, so now we have that part of the reins. I'm going to put a little piece across here, and then I'm going to come back with some gold. And I might make it just look like it has bells. Because I think actually the bells would be too big for this. And I used a Sharpie marker. The Sharpie works good if you don't hold the pen for any amount of time on the fabric. You just kind of have to run it kind of quick. If you hold it, it'll get a little blob and run a little bit. So, but if you're stitching over it, pull it back under, and then clip the threads. And so we have that one. Now I'm gonna get the gold out so that I can put the gold on there. And I've got my big bag of, yeah, these were the ones I got from the it was $2.99. For these, and they came in all different colors. They came in black and red and green, and the blue ones are nylon, and the white ones in all these yummy colors, some more green, are all 100% virgin wool. And does it say how much is on here? 20 yards. So there's 20 yards on each one of these. But I got this pack of all of these for, I think it was $2.99. So that was a good buy, because I don't have any yarn for. And the other thing that they had, that's the one I'm looking for, is these. I hadn't seen these before. Astra viscose stick guard. It says embroidery thread, and it's pretty thick. I don't think it's meant to be pulled apart. I think it's meant to be used as one thread. If anyone's used this, and let me know. But this one was from France, and it's Verisoy. I'm probably butchering it, Verisoy, but it's silk thread, and it's just, and it's in like a chocolate brown. So that was two things that I got to add to my little additions. And I figured I might, just wondering if I'm going to have trouble pulling it through all this because it's so thick. Yeah, I don't think it's meant to. I don't know why somebody did that. But it's pretty. Sorry, I'm just not used to this new way of filming at this angle. See, it's pretty thick. So I mean, make great little French knots. But getting the needle through. Well, let me see if I've got any other. That's the I think. I have this, and it's more of a yellowy color, but I really don't want that. I'll be right back. I'm going to go check my embroidery thread. Okay, now I have my embroidery floss, my DMC. And I do have a gold. I don't want to do metallic. Not through all that. I don't know what that noise is, but now I'm trying to decide if I'm going to use all 6 strands. I'm trying to feel for my needle. I brought out my embroidery mat. But in the process, I lost my needle. Let's look at the magic pin cushion. That one might work too. That one's thin, but it's not super big. Let's see, we've got a big enough eye. Sorry for that buzzing noise. Don't know what that is. They're building all around my house, so there is no telling. This is the hardest part for me, is threading a needle. And this, it's because there's so many threads, but and this, I would think it would go right through because this eye is, I don't know if you guys, no, it won't show it to you. It's a pretty big eye. There we go. Only problem with all this impromptu stuff, which is the way I work, but you have to be ready to go, and you're not. All right, so let's see how much fight we're gonna have getting this needle through here. Now, if you wiggle it around, try and make that hole larger. Here it comes right through. There we go. I'm going to do a 1 hole French knot, 1 turn, 1 time. Oh, let's go 2. Let's live on the edge. Going right back near the same spot, but not in the same spot. Pull it through. And there we have our little jingle bell. I'll do 3. I'm just getting it lined up and pushing up against this mat. And we're doing 2. And I'm going, let's wrap this one again so you guys can see it. 1, 2, I'm pulling back, going right up. I can't. Right up close to that spot. There we go. Pushing it back through. Hold your thread so it doesn't get all tangled up on you. And pull it through. get your little knot. Do one more. Put it in its place. I'm having the back. Help me get it. Let's go to the side. We got it through. Lay it flat. 2 wraps. Back right, back close to where we were. Hold it down. Pull it through. And then we've got our little bow jingle bells. Now I'm going to come right over to here. One, two. And I'm not going to stop the camera. I'll just finish these out because they're pretty quick. Yeah, I love this mat for sewing on. Oh, it keeps getting a thread. See, and this will also hold that little piece of fabric on there a little bit more. 1, 2. Push it through. Hold our little tail. Alright guys, it's Nancy Lynn and we're almost through with, I'm almost through with the little reindeers. I'm just working on this back half back here. I decided to outline it so it would stand out a little bit more. I did oh, it's not a back stitch, it's a, well, this thread has decided it is going to tangle on me at the last minute. Split stitch. There, I think it's got it. And to do the split stitch, I've gone forward and I'm going to go backwards. It's like a back stitch, but you go into the middle of the stitch instead of the side of the stitch. So you come up, you can see where I'm coming up at, pull it through, travel back, split that stitch. Now this was hard to split stitch because it is one strand of, I don't know what it is, because my dog got a hold of it and tore up the outside packaging on it when he was a puppy. And so we're just doing, I'm sorry, I keep traveling out of space. I figured I'd do the last few stitches with you guys. split the middle of that stitch to join them, and then come back and stab the middle of this stitch. Okay, so we're almost done. I'm looking at the eyes. I got those done. Got all the antlers done. I got all the way around. The only place I missed was over here. Splitting the difference between these two legs. And I keep stretching it. The next time I'm going to do something like this, I'm going to use it on a frame, so I don't have to keep stretching. Sorry, I keep traveling. You'll notice it's when I have trouble finding a stitch that I pull it closer to me. So bear with me. I'm just practicing and learning how to do this on YouTube as far as the hand stitching goes, and showing you guys. Alright, and now we're just going to tie a knot. Tie another knot. And then we'll cut off our threads. As you can see, there's quite a bit of stitching on the back of this. I didn't do this because that's why I colored that in brown. I just wanted the rest of it to kind of pop out of there. And I think they're done. So what I'm going to do is I will come back and we'll have another video working with putting this on the square and decorating this square up. Alright, you guys have a great day. Enjoy it whatever time of the day it is that you're watching this, and I will see you on the next video. Alright, bye.